Hello, and welcome to episode 2 of Speak the Game. I know we're back for a second one. You thought it was probably only going to be one, but here we are. uh, what do you guys think of the first episode?
I thought it was good, I
Yeah.
thought it was a lot better than probably what we all had in our minds about the way it was going to go and if we was going to like say some howlers, but yeah.
A real shot. We liked our own episode. Excellent. 4 likes, all ours. Well, hopefully it's going better than Man City's title charge. That's all I'm saying, right? A draw tonight, it's not a good result. What are you thinking?
At home as well.
I know,
They very rarely drop points at home as well.
Well, you know what? Rodri's still undefeated in 365 days, something like that?
Yeah, I think it's...
RIP Brentford next week when they got Etihad.
Yeah, Brentford get pumped after that result.
Okay, cool.
I think you say that the title charge is kind of dumb, but it's City, so it's never
Game in hand still.
Yeah, I don't think you can
I think that's Brentford.
write off City, to be fair. But
never right.
it's interesting, though, if Arsenal were in the same position and they had a game in hand but were 5 points behind, would we be having the same conversation?
Oh god no.
It'd be Arsenal out, Arsenal this, Arsenal that.
I think I'll get sacked.
But
Led
you
by-
understand that you would understand it with Arsenal because they haven't had that experience of like coming back from being behind and winning a title, whereas City have done it so many times that you're just like, well, they've got the experience to do this. But
City, they have a sickness. They love doing it.
They have a sickness.
Like, I remember Carl Walker said once, he was just like, guys, maybe why don't we just try have a great start of the season and just go all the way?
Yeah.
Because they always like fumble at the start and then after Christmas, boom, boom, boom. So it's like Pep's like, yeah, let's give them a little head start, gas them up a bit out of the spell. You know what I mean?
give them
Even-
a start.
Even though we hate Arsenal and we like to wind you up and Arteta this and Arteta that, you must be feeling good after the last 2 games. What, 11 goals? No goals conceded in the last 2 games?
Yeah, I mean, fam, shout
Still
out
the best
Deckers,
defensive
shout
line.
out Saliba, shout out Gabriel, you know what I mean?
It seems like Saka's found his form since he's dyed his hair back to black.
Yeah, also, listen, but yeah, this
That was
yeah, thank you. Saka, that blonde, don't do that again. I don't know if you're watching. Please tell me you're watching. Can we stop this Foden? Can we stop this Foden Saka comparison? Yeah, Foden, sit down, please.
Hey,
right. Anyway, let's move on from that quickly. In case we lose Foden as a viewer, because he's definitely watching. Okay, cool. Now, you're going to catch us up on what's been happening this week? Oh, we've got a game.
Go again.
Um,
Game time.
Oh, my phone's over there.
Oh,
What a nightmare.
all right, we don't have a game.
It's on the top of that, on that body warmer over there. There should be like just a phone there.
See, this is what happens when I'm not in charge of things.
There we go.
Joke men start
This video
coming
is
in.
sponsored by Manscaped.
Oh, God.
Is that for you? That right? Okay. Okay. So we've got a little bit of a riddle, which has got a couple of bullet points, and what I'm trying to essentially establish is you need to tell me who this player is. Okay. So
Okay.
it's English based in terms of the league. Okay.
Declan Rice.
So. Okay.
Imagine I got it right.
oh, you've ruined this
Obviously,
game.
this is not me talking about me. I wish it was, but I am the best striker to ever play for my club. That's the first one.
Okay.
I have less Premier League goals than Jermaine Defoe. If you look at my goals as an average in my Premier League career, I average less than 12 league
Got it.
goals
I got
per
it.
Got it.
season.
Yeah.
I knew this was going to happen. I get put in every Premier League all-timer debate by
We're saying
my
3, 2, 1,
club's fans.
Oh, yeah, I'd
Yeah,
like you
we-
Oh,
both
we'll
to
let
say-
Josh to let us know how do we so.
You both say it at the same
Should
time.
we say something after
It's
free?
either you can say it now or we can get on with the episode and you can come
Well,
back.
to be
at
fair, let
another
people
point.
try and work it out if they're watching.
Yeah, because otherwise, like, I've just asked the question.
Okay,
and then-
remind us at the end.
give
We'll
it
say it
straight
after
away.
free.
Okay.
Okay, let's do that. So leave it to the end. So there's your 4 points. So best striker to play for my club, less Premier League goals than Defoe, averages less than 12 league goals a season, and gets put in every Premier League all-timer debate by his club's fans.
Yeah,
Okay, that's it.
I know.
Yeah. Cool.
Got it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, right. So
Anyway, some football news, guys. It's not been confirmed yet, but I'm sure you've seen that they're trying to host over 35 Senior World Cup this year on June 4th. That's between the Champions League and the start of Euros. And the teams involved will be 8 teams, 8 former champions. So we've got Brazil, France, Argentina, Uruguay, Germany, Spain, Italy, and England. And the rules will be that each team is restricted to build squads exclusively with players over the age of 35 or that have either received, excuse me, a national team, 100 team caps for their club or a team caps for their country.
So they had to have made 100 professional
Yeah.
appearances. Okay.
Yep, okay.
And a long-winded way of saying that.
Yeah. Some of the players
They have to have played 90 minutes 100 times.
some of the players rumoured to be there are obviously some players we've seen growing up. Thierry Henry, you've got Ozil, Zabaleta, you've got Carlos Puyol, David Villa, you've got Totti, you got Diego Forlan, United legend, would you call him?
United
Cult hero? Average?
Let's move on, yeah.
Okay.
was in the starting 11.
England's squad was actually good. You got Ashley Cole,
Yeah.
we got Joe Cole, we got Rio Ferdinand, David James, Frank Lampard, and Robbie Fowler.
Oh, listen, get John Terry and Wayne Bridge in.
So
In the starting 11.
Starting 11, yeah.
my question is, right, do you think it'll be, you know when people say class form is temporary, class is permanent, do you think we'll see, maybe one or two skills or just old men ACLs?
Look,
Gone?
I think it would be good banter to watch Nasri blowing out his arse after 30 seconds. Do you know what I mean? If he was going, but like these players have been retired for a long time. Like, how long has Terry Henry been retired? And man's going to jump on a pitch.
Yeah,
Like, how?
10 years,
Like,
maybe.
he is a great footballer. There's no doubt about that. Probably one of the best, if not the best striker in Premier League history. But he's past it. His career's done. And we're going to watch old people run around.
And the thing is as well is that how many people are actually going to tune in to watch this? Is it going to be on Sky? Is it going to be on BT? Are they going to televise it everywhere? Like,
Yeah, how serious are they taking it?
yeah, exactly.
I actually think it is going to kind of take off. As much as they won't have the fitness, like they're not going to be like they might have lost a bit of their technical ability, but they still have something there. Plus, everyone loves that like nostalgic feeling because of like, I remember watching Totti. Let's just go back and watch it. Maybe it's not going to be the same, but it might still give them the same feeling.
Is that gonna wear off really, really quickly?
No,
Like,
so-
No.
it's only for a week as well. One,
Yeah.
I'd prefer it to like Soccer Aid because obviously these are legends of the game.
is it
And,
going
like-
for charity?
Pardon?
Is it for charity?
No, I think it's just vibes.
It's just money.
It's just vibes. You know what I mean? But like,
Big
there's
set
like
one.
videos you see on social media, like you see Kaka go and play five-a-side in like, a local park and still hitting it top bins. I'm like,
Yeah, but there's a difference between him going and playing against five-a-side against kids. Like, Kaka is Kaka, right? There's no doubt about that. I do not have the ability to play like Kaka. I'm going to be honest. While I like the company of you people, right, if I could play like Kaka, I wouldn't be sat here, right? And I mean that in the nicest way. You're all great.
And then we'd have no one to introduce it.
Yeah, and that would be my role done.
where's Craig?
I mean, I feel like it's like that sometimes anyway when we start talking about Scottish Premiership for the last couple of years. But
When you talk about Scottish Premiership, I'm sure there's a big event.
listen,
that happens
I'll
today.
talk about it right now all you want.
He was gonna have
Listen.
Going on, Craig. What's happening?
Listen, right? All I'm saying is when Big JT, James Tavernier, when Big JT's lifting that Premier League trophy at the end of the season, you guys better hide. It's going to be a long day for everyone. I'm not going to stop talking about it. That's my captain, my goat.
This is going to be the clip at the end of the season when they lose the league.
That's my captain.
That's my goat. Oh, get him out. He's a sham.
What is it now? Like 28 games undefeated or something?
He's lost one.
he's-
Phil in his whole time in charge has lost one game. I mean,
Ah.
that was to Celtic, but
Oh, of
we
course.
just drew today. We still got a game in hand. Again, now. Oh, do we? No, we're tied.
Yeah, I thought you played it.
No. We
You
play.
play away
we
to
play
St
tomorrow.
Johnston, don't you?
Yeah. So
who?
we're technically got a game in
St
hand.
Johnston away.
Celtic
What
dropped.
is that league? Who is that team? Like St. Johnston. Where do they play?
I think
Sounds like an ambulance.
they actually play this a town called Perth that is well, it's not a shite hole, but it's a shit town. Well, it's actually a city, but anyway, enough about joking about my league, right? Why don't you win something?
something crazy just happens. I just imagine like Hearts end up winning the league.
And actual that, you know what? There was banter going around on Twitter like if Harry Kane went to Celtic, Hibs would win the league. Oh, I actually feel sorry for Harry Kane, man. That is a bad move.
He's on like 400k a week. I don't think I feel sorry for him.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
It's weird because he's doing what he's been doing in the Prem. It's just, he went at the wrong time. Like
he went at the wrong time. He went to a team that had won, what, 11 consecutive league titles? Like, I mean, if you were going to pick a team like, I need to win a league title here, I'm going to go to the one that's won the last 11.
Yeah, I know, but I'm going to a Nagelsmann Bayern, not a Tuchel Bayern.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I mean, like...
Yeah, but you make it sound like Tuchel's a joke of a manager. Like, he...
You know,
he scraped the league last season.
Yeah,
and
well,
now he's
that's
losing
because
this one.
He took over, like, midway through. And secondly, he actually did better at Dortmund than Klopp did. So he had his points tally was better. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Klopp did back-to-back league titles, so...
I mean, in terms of like, yeah, that's because Bayern weren't doing what they were doing now. I mean, don't get me wrong, Bayern have always just been winning that league. But in terms of when Tuchel was there, his points tally was better. His teams were scoring more. They were conceding less. But obviously, he had to contend with Pep, which is... Yeah, we've seen when people try to contend with Pep, even in the Prem.
You say that of him like taking over.
Yeah.
But he was taking over from a Bayern team. I'm pretty sure they were undefeated in every
all
competition. They were
Tuchel
first.
came, knocked out the FP Pokal.
Out the Champions League.
They had this crazy Champions League record where they won like every game for the last God knows how many years. Out of the
out of
dropped
champs,
the league.
out of the cup.
Only won the league.
We're
last season,
second.
Dortmund lost it on the final.
Yeah, Dortmund threw it away rather than Bayern Munich winning it. That was a bottom job, 100%.
Nagelsmann, the reason why he left is because it was problems between him and the board. Like the club actually loved him, like the players and stuff.
To be fair, if we're talking about league titles and people winning it, obviously my opinion in the Scottish Premier League is pretty well known. Josh, I don't know if you've been following Scottish football very much. Do you have an opinion on who you think's going to win the league? I'm staring very intently into your eyes at this point as you say this.
I mean,
I know it's a difficult one.
there's a lot of upwards trajectory with the whole Rangers at the moment. However,
Say that again, just further into the mic. No, I'm joking. Say it for the people at the back.
however, I think there's still a long way to go yet. How many games left? What are you currently sat at?
10 games left, I think.
Only 10? It's got to be more.
It's 10 weeks, roughly, until the end of the season.
And there's the big 6 pointer. You got to play each other twice more, right?
We do. Yeah, we do.
Sorry.
So realistically, you realistically want to be going into the first time you play them next, 3-4 clear maybe? To have a real chance of like cementing the league.
Amar?
I think it all depends on when you guys play Celtic. If you're able to win one of those games, then yeah, I think you guys will win it. But from what we saw last season, it seems like, yeah.
Well, we won the one at the end.
It didn't matter.
We'd already lost the league.
Yeah. So
Is the next one at Ibrox?
Yes.
Yeah.
so that's a big game.
It's
When's
a
that?
big game. Yeah, that's in April. It's going to be a huge fixture.
Yeah.
But then every old firm, like, we talk about this, like every old firm gets slated as this is going to win the league. Which, to be fair, 9 out of 10 times it does. Like,
Yeah.
it's very rare you'll see a team lose the majority of old firms and still go on to win the league. It has happened, but it's unusual. Like, Walter Smith, I think his record in old firms in the league was usually pretty terrible, but would still go on to win the league. So, interesting. Eerie?
Only because Brendan Rodgers, Craig knows that I love Kyogo and Hatate, and what Brendan Rodgers is doing is diabolical. So I hope you lose the league. I hope you get sacked. Yeah, Rangers all the way. Let's go.
You're
Wonder
praying
Rangers.
for a man to get sacked. That's
Huh? Oh no!
No, I'm here for it. I want him to stay as long as possible. I'm going to regret all of this if we lose this.
Rodgers took that Celtic job because he thought, you know what, let me grab a couple more titles and get another gig in the Prem. That's
Okay.
my view.
Okay, well, let's talk about, a bit more of a joke man league. Nothing quite as serious as the Scottish Prem, but English Premiership. Man City obviously dropped a severe result today, getting a draw against Chelsea at home at the point where they're trying to build momentum and trying to close the gap on Liverpool. Was that a fatal blow to their title charge, Josh?
Yeah, it's a massive, massive 2 points dropped. I mean, they had 26, maybe 27 plus shots at goal.
Yeah.
Chelsea scored a I wouldn't say it was a soft goal. It was a well-worked goal, but realistically, other than that, there wasn't really many other chances they had in the game. Maybe no, actually, the one that Edison saved, the very good save that Edison made. But other than that, that was probably it.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you feel like that's damaged City? Do you feel like City can still turn it around? Can City go on to win? Like, who do you think is going to win league?
Yeah, 100% think that Man City will turn it around. I feel like the Brentford game will be the game that they'll probably start to show that momentum again. But like I said previously, Arsenal have now started to they've started to beat the Palaces, the Burnleys. Like I didn't think they'd have put that many past Burnley today. They obviously beat them 5-0. Normally they'd be conceding them types of games, but
Burnley gives me nightmares.
but yeah, I do think City will go on to win it, but it's going to be difficult if they do drop more points before they play Liverpool away at Anfield.
Okay. Well, it's interesting, because Josh mentioned Man City trying to kick on, right? But how many times have we said they're going to kick on? Firstly it was Kevin De Bruyne needs to come back. They'll kick on. They struggled against Newcastle on the day he came back, and he salvaged it for them.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But they haven't really kicked on. They've not really hit the heights we know Man City are capable of. Are they going to kick on? Because it seems like we keep waiting for it.
I think they will. I think just looking at their track record, they always do. They always find a way. Personally, I actually don't think they're going to win the league this season.
Okay.
I genuinely, heard it here first, I think it's going to be Liverpool. With all the factors coming into play, with the fact that Klopp's leaving. Nunez is looking like he's just finding his form. Jota, unbelievable goal scorer. Obviously, Salah does Salah things. And I think if if they keep all their players fit, then I'm going for Liverpool. I think Man City, they'll obviously going to be pushing to the end to win this title. I think one of the things that Man City has that no other club really has, every team does, but it's the depth of their squad is ridiculous. It's almost like they've got, for instance, if they've got an injury in a certain department, the person who can come replace that person, like for instance, if they have De Bruyne injured and then Bernardo Silva or Foden can play in his position, it's like the quality in terms of like player it's not too much of a drop. Whereas, I don't know,
Apart from Rodri.
Arsenal, even Rodri's the only position, yeah. But then Arsenal, us at United, we've seen like if we have Casemiro out, then we got McTominay to put it on. It's like, wow.
Aye, put some
I know.
respect on McTominay.
The thing is, I don't know why
Aye.
I'm going for
Aye.
McTominay because
That's my goat.
Yeah, he has been doing goat stuff, So let me not actually shade McTominay.
I see.
but,
Want that to be the Scott McTominay has been doing goat stuff.
He has scoring.
I agree.
Yeah,
I
winners
agree,
all the
I
time.
agree with what you said.
Yeah.
Like what you said about how many times we waited for City. I think City earned the right for us to keep waiting for them because they've proven it time and time again.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Keep waiting for us. You know what's gonna happen in the season. They're all laughing with trophies.
Where's the cutoff? Like, at what point does it become like shit? City are in a really bad
Man
place.
City,
Yeah.
final
'Cause
day of the season.
Final day of the season.
Final day of the season. Man City, final day of the season.
Well, unless they're 5 points behind,
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah, but we're saying like, look, they've got a game in hand. If they win that, they're only 2 points behind Liverpool. They're not like left a
But
massive gap.
before tonight,
Yeah.
they would have been 2 points ahead of Liverpool.
Yeah.
They've now stumbled again before they've even played their game in hand. So is it even a cert they're going to win their game in hand? Like Chelsea as a team, realistically not doing well. They should be picking up 3 points against.
Drawn twice this season to them, aren't they?
Yeah, they've dropped points twice to them. Like that is a game they should be getting a dub on and haven't.
The only thing that I would say with that game, they didn't play bad though. They had 28 shots. Like I think Chelsea had 8.
Yeah.
So it's almost like if you play that game out like 10 more times, Man City probably would have won that game. But it's things in football happen,
Yeah.
and sometimes you don't get the
They
goal that you
score
need.
enough.
Yeah, you don't. But it's like if I was City, I would be more worried if they were playing if we were playing badly. I don't know to say we because I'm a United. Yeah, if I was a City,
Little
if I was
tongue
like
coat.
Pep, I would look at that team and be like, oh, I'm worried if they were playing badly, but they actually played really well, but just weren't able to win it.
Okay. So we've got Man City, Liverpool.
I'm going to go. You know what? I'll back Liverpool.
Not fancy backing your own team.
Oh yeah, I was
I
like,
know.
right.
Oh, that is
Is
crazy.
your,
as an Arsenal
your team
fan.
not in the title charge?
Man said Liverpool, Man City. If I back Arsenal, these guys make noise. All right? Okay?
Well, I think we made noise either way, to be honest. You didn't avoid that outcome.
Let's go Liverpool. Obviously, Salah had that little injury, came back, scored today. He's usually got a good fitness track record for his fitness. Keep him fit. yeah, you'll take the ball all the way. Like you said, the whole thing about Klopp leaving, and what a bigger send off. Klopp leaving, Liverpool to go do the 20th to tie United. You guys be raging. Like,
Imagine man wins
Just
the
turn
league.
his mic. Just turn his mic off.
just like, you know what I mean? There's like so much like, yo, we get this. Yeah, come on.
So, but like, I guess my question there then, and you probably see where this question is going to come from. You're saying that you think Liverpool can win it. Is that realistically, based on Mikel Arteta's standings and where he is, he should be challenging for the title? So does that mean that you don't really have faith in your manager to get the job done, since you think Liverpool will pip him to it?
I always have faith in my team, but like we said in the previous episode, like Liverpool, City, they have players who've gone on to go over, like go across the line and win the league, win titles and stuff like that. So they've got the experience. They know, okay, cool, crunch time. Like, we've still got a young team. They've still got experience, like Rodri, you got Van Dijk, Salah, you got these like big heavy hitters. So it's like, it's always going to be a challenge. Obviously, I want my team to win it, but if as a football fan first, it's, yeah.
The thing is that you have to win it at some point. Like, obviously, they've gone from a position where they've never won the league.
Yeah,
And then
of
obviously
course.
now they're going for the second Premier League. So it's like, if Arsenal are going to cement that kind of, I don't know how you want to call it, but if they want to be up there with the teams going forward now for the next 2-3 seasons and have this Arteta project going forward, surely you've got to kind of put yourselves in the picture as the team that's, you know, after last season especially. And if Man City do kind of continue to drop these points in these pivotal games, surely Arsenal are going to be knocking on that door, especially if it's against Liverpool.
All I want my team to do right now is every game we play, just take it one game at a time. Just keep doing what you're doing. We're not like being chased. We're chasing. Somehow it seems to be working better because we're actually scoring loads of goals, keeping clean sheets. Just keep doing what we're doing. See where we end up.
Would you rather be second and chasing a league title rather than first and winning it at this point?
At this point, I'd say it's harder to chase than it is to be at the top and be chased.
Yeah.
Because when you're at the top, all you've got to do is focus on winning. Whereas when you're second, it doesn't really matter what you do, because if the team above you continues to do better than you or equal, then you're not going to beat them to the league. So
Yeah, but then being first, you have to maintain first. You know what I mean? So like, it's easy. Like getting to number one. Like, for example, our podcast will be number one. In Jesus' name, amen. When we're number one, but then our job is to maintain number one, because there's going to be obviously loads of other great podcasts that are going to be creeping up. So we have to keep making sure, right, we're on it. I'll be real. There'll be days we drop and then someone's like creeping up. So I'd rather us be like the ones, all right, we're knocking the door, then we break through, rather than being up top and then like trying to maintain it.
Is that, like, Amar, obviously that sounds like quite a mentality issue. Like, if Arsenal are getting first and are crumbling, and then the Arsenal support, which I'm basing on one person, so I'm generalising that, you know, might as well do Arsenal TV, it's the same idea. And the preference is to be second and chase for the league title from there. Is Arteta really building a strong squad? Like, we're talking about youth players, but like, they don't have the mentality to be first.
Yeah, I don't agree with that kind of mentality. You want to always be first, and then, you know, have people chasing.
I mean, you say that. You joke men have been challenging for the league title. Trying to get a challenge in.
Man, my Villa on top.
That last season, was that a challenge?
It could be. Were we flirting with the league title?
we're in a transition. He was alone.
How long's that transition period?
We'll get to that.
But I think you know, as you said, if Arsenal's ambition is to build a team that's going to be successful over many years, which it looks like it is because they've got all these young players, then they've got to get used to being first and being hunted, because that's what most top teams do. Like, even with City, even though they've had a few seasons where they've come back, and you know, they weren't first for a lot of the season, and then they've come back. They have had also a lot of seasons where they've just been at the top and just maintained form. And I feel like you have to be able to do both. And I think with Arsenal, they have to get used to being at the top, getting chased, but just being like, look, no, we're still setting the standards. We're still you're getting better.
I agree. If we won the league, if we had that title, then yeah, we got to get first. But the fact that we didn't win the title, it's like, it's more motivation. Like, okay, this is the clear goal, because you could be number one, and say you saw, like, for example, Liverpool right now, they would have looked at this result that City just had. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but this result City had is like, okay, great. we've got a bit of a gap. But then you don't know. Maybe people might be thinking maybe take our foot off the gas a little bit. You never know. But then if you're like second, you're just there like, cool. This is our clear focus, tunnel vision. Boom. We just whoever's in front of us, that's what we're going for.
But I don't think top teams think like that.
I'm a
when they're
bit,
at the top.
I'm a bit confused because obviously, let's talk about Arteta and building the squad because he's been there for 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Right. Surely he's instilled some sort of mentality at some point.
Yeah.
But the goal is there has to be a team above them for him to be like, just players like focus on Liverpool rather than focus on winning silverware.
Yeah.
There's a question then of like, is that been a good build? Has he built a good squad there then, Josh?
I feel like if they can get into a position where they finish the league this season
In first. Then get a position where they win it.
first would be obviously ideal for the Arsenal situation, but at least less than 5 points, less than 5 points behind. Improvement on last season in terms of the challenge credentials for that Premier League title.
Okay. And then to you, that would be like, he's done a good job.
Because to go from a position where last season we actually genuinely, I actually thought there was points where they were going to win the league.
Yeah.
And then obviously they ended up 5 points behind. Now, if they do continue to kick on and do the same thing again, I feel like the season after that is probably going to have to be the one where they do actually win the league.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
interesting. I'm going to go into that point, but I guess then the question I'm going to have here, and I don't know if you have a point to add to that, but how long should this take? Like, how long should it take for Arteta to be in a point where he is challenging? Like, is it mission complete if he loses the league by 2 points this season? Would you say, yeah, we're done, we're there?
Sorry, repeat that question again. I got so many.
Like, obviously, Josh is saying that if Arsenal, say they don't win it,
Yeah.
which is very possible, like, say they don't win the league, but they improve, so they only lose it by 2 points rather than 5, which is an improvement based on the last position. Would you then say, job's done, we're in a position where we could win the league? Because losing by 2 points, that is a team that's surely capable of winning the league, even if they don't, by losing by 2 points. Do you know what I mean? Is that job done? Has he achieved? Would you be happy with that?
I would say yes, because obviously, like I've said many times, we've got the Cities, the Liverpools, and Juggernauts. Also, like from finishing 5 points off to doing 2 points, clearly means we've won more points this season, right?
Oh, not necessarily, but yeah, correct.
Yeah, but you know, like you know what I mean, like more
theory,
wins or
yeah.
yeah. So I agree with your point. Then when that happens, we're like, okay, cool. We're clearly at the cusp of it. Next season has to be the one.
I would take a very different approach to that. I would be quite annoyed. I'd be annoyed that first season we were challenging Man City beat us. Next season, you've invested, you've spent 100 million on Declan Rice, you've put money into the squad, and now Liverpool have beat us. Like, when is it our turn? Like, that to me suggests the manager's he's built a good team, but every time he looks like he's going to win, Man City fall away, then Liverpool win it, Arsenal don't. Or Man City are dominant, Liverpool have fallen away, Man City have won it, Arsenal don't. Like, is it just the failure of Man City or Liverpool that Arsenal are in the position that they're second?
I feel like obviously because Man City are in a position where they've lost 3-4 games already this season. They've dropped
It's more than that.
They've dropped 2 games to Chelsea as well. Like, these are the types of games where you'd expect Man City to go in absolute massacre, like absolutely batter them. So the fact that Arsenal deserve to be where they are, like the table doesn't lie in the sense of I do feel Arsenal are knocking on the door in sense of the points behind. However, it is usually the games against Liverpool away, Man City away, Spurs at home. They're usually the games where you're like, oh, Arsenal might not get through this one. However, this season, I feel like they have kind of shown that how do you want to say it? The kind of like the know-how to kind of get through them big games. You know, they did it against Liverpool at home, Man City away. It was away, wasn't it? So if they can get through them two games again in the reverse fixtures, then personally, if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be. Is what, sorry?
It's just City left. We got.
He played Liverpool twice, yeah.
We played Liverpool twice.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
so
we
just
got
the City
4
game.
points out of 6, yeah.
We beat them at home and drew.
Yeah, so just the City game. So realistically, if you beat City, you should expect yourself to be there or thereabouts. Having beat Man City twice, beat Liverpool once, and not got beat off Liverpool in the other game.
But then that's a question anymore, which is 2 things. Would you, if you were in that case, if it was Man United, would you prefer that both games against Liverpool are done, knowing that you're 2 points behind them?
Would I? No, I wouldn't.
It's a tough one.
Is that a difficult one?
That is a difficult one. Yeah,
You need to
absolutely.
get that shirt. Yeah. Difficult one, that.
Because if we were 2 points behind them,
It's kind of out of your hands if you're not
yeah,
playing
yeah,
them.
exactly. So I would want it to be where we're 2 points behind them, but we still got a game against them. So I know then, okay, we can do something about it.
Yeah.
Because then in the latter, where the other option is, okay, we're 2 points behind. The game's just done with them, and then we just have to hope
They drop up
that they
somewhere.
drop off somewhere. So yeah, no, I'd always want it where if we're behind them, we've got a chance to kind of affect that result directly instead of just praying that.
And I guess
drop points.
a second question that I've got for you then.
Yeah.
Arteta's obviously been there for sort of 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Right. Has had quite a while. In terms of Premier League managers, more than most would get to try and win something. When you think of it, how many managers Man United have went through? A lot, right? Like, how long should a manager get? Like, how long is a rebuild? How long should it be? Because Man U, the time range is quite small.
Yeah.
But for Arsenal, it seems to be
Thing
a
is-
bit bigger.
So I would say this, right? With us, if I'm talking about Arsenal, I would say if they didn't win it this year, it would almost be, I would say it's kind of a failure. Only reason being is Mikel Arteta would have went there and would have probably presented the board like, look, these are the players that I need. These are the positions that I need filled in that I don't see that I currently have in the squad. Now, from looking at your acquisitions in the 4 years that Mikel Arteta has been there, I feel like he's actually been given all the roles that he's
third
wanted.
season onward, he started spending.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he started spending. And not only that, like all the positions that you think that you might have needed, like for instance, you needed a DM, so you got Rice this year. You needed a striker, so you got Jesus. You needed a fullback, you got Timbers and Zinchenko. So yeah, it's almost like he's kind of got all the positions that he's wanted. So it's like, well, if I was the board looking at McCarthy tonight, I was like, right, you've got the players you wanted now. Now you have to deliver what you said you're going to deliver. So that's my in my view, a rebuild is done when a manager has got the players that he wants to then fulfill what he's promised, which is Arsenal to be winning the league.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Erie, is Arsenal still in a rebuild? Are you rebuilding?
I generally think we're still in a rebuild. But then before I get to that, it's more to do with everyone always talks about rebuild. Then look at Arsenal and Man United. You're looking at the two teams who they've come from. We had to sort out. We both wanted our owners out in the past. We've had to sort out the toxicness. We've had to do so much before we even focus on getting to where we are right now. Okay, and the reason why I say we're still in a rebuild is because the goal is to bring that Premier League title. Until that title's won, I'm seeing it still a rebuild. It's just we're just putting progressive steps till we get to that title. Obviously, it depends on. I want it sooner rather than later. Yes. But until we win that title, that means there's something wrong. Why we're not doing it? Why we're not doing it? We still need to keep going.
How long are you gonna? How long would you give?
Depends how long. Like, what is the time frame? Like,
Because that surely the finance comes into it from an owner standpoint as well. Like obviously, let's say if it gets to $1 billion, like what United have done in the last 11 years, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we've had manager after manager after player after player after manager. But in your instance, you've spent, I don't know what the figures are, maybe 650, maybe 600.
probably. Yeah.
You're moving towards the end goal. However, let's say if you don't win it this year, and then obviously Jurgen leaves at the end of the season, and then you fail to win it again, is that
That's problems.
is that Arteta out?
So
Is that
That's not Arteta out there for me.
Do you feel so? If Arsenal don't win it this season, that's a problem. Arteta is in a real issue.
It depends how we've lost it.
what if you go out of the Champions League early? So let's say the next round or the round after, and you lose the league by more than what you lost it last season.
Problem.
But I don't understand. Like, if you've lost the league, you've lost the league. I don't.
So
like
in
the
a rebuild,
context of it.
why'd you rebuild?
Well, you rebuild to the point of challenging for a league title to be in a position where you can win it.
Yeah, but then what is the aim of the rebuild? It's not just a challenge. So we've done the challenge is part of the rebuild. It's not we'll build it. It's like we're just rebuilding to challenge. What's that mean? No, challenge to win. The aim is to win. Not the aim is not challenge. The aim is to win. So we're building to win.
That means
Challenging
every
is
team
part- the
but
challenge is
City
part
is
of
in a rebuild. Every team but City.
No,
they're the
because
current
we've had this
champions.
before where each team. So, like for example, Palace ain't gonna win the league in the next God knows how many years. Their goal is their win or their goal is obviously gonna be different to what Arsenal's is. Theirs will probably be let's maintain. Let's try and aim for top half in the league. That'll be their rebuild. So let's build a team so that we can get into top 10 rebuild. Once that's done, that's our rebuild done. Okay, cool. Let's focus on what the next step is.
Okay.
You can't say that means every team's a rebuild when every team's goal is not the same.
Surely you can't tie a rebuild to an outcome. Like,
but then why do the rebuild? That's my what's
no, yeah, that's right. You do rebuild.
So you're just pointlessly building for what?
No. You do rebuild to
Yeah.
like for Arsenal's case, it would be to win the title, yeah. But that's like you. I'm trying to find a way to explain this, but you can't tie it to an outcome. A rebuild is done once you kind of get the players that you need. That's when to challenge. Once you got those, then it's like, well, that's the rebuild done.
Yeah, but to challenge to what?
But again, this is another thing I don't
just
really
challenge
understand.
it or to go win?
I don't really understand when you're saying, like, do you think, in all honesty, do you think Arsenal can win the season
This season?
Yeah, do you think you can win, like...
Honestly, I think we could win the league, but we won't. But I
So,
think we could.
therefore, whether it's 1%, 100%, 50% of you, part of you looks at that squad.
Yeah, but
and
that's
goes,
just me
that
because I
squad's
love
good
Arsenal.
enough to win the league.
No, that's because that's me generally. As a football fan, we won't win it. But me, as obviously a big Arsenal fan, I'm like, yeah, we'll win it.
I don't understand how you can look at the league table, only be what 4 points, 2
Only
points
2
behind?
points.
I think they're 2
2 points
points.
behind Liverpool and go at that and go, realistically, we're not going to win that.
So, no, there's loads of different
Having
factors.
beat City already and took 4 out of 6 points.
Still
off
need to go
Liverpool.
to Etihad.
I don't think that Liverpool team's that great either when you look at it.
Yeah,
like
but Salah was injured. They had Jota, they had Nunes, they had Diaz.
I know, but when you look
Still-
at the midfield and the defence,
Midfield is hot.
I don't think it's that great. They've got Gravenberch, Curtis Jones.
They've got Trent cooking. They've Bradley that came in for Trent. That's got what 4 goals.
Yeah, but he's
four
on the-
assists
And you
one
don't
goal.
have
Okay.
players that are cooking? Saka's
But
not
but just
back
saying.
in 2
I'm
years.
just saying, like Liverpool have like obviously players as well.
Like, I think Diaz is inconsistent. Nunes scores when he feels like it. Obviously, Salah's prone to an injury here and there. Like,
Van Dijk is probably having the worst season he's ever had in a long time.
What?
I think he's doing terribly this season. Compared to his usual standard,
I'm sure he's only like 1 or 2 behind
is 1 or 2 behind what?
Haaland.
Van Dijk.
Oh, I thought he was talking about Salah.
I was like, what? Have I missed something?
I thought he was talking about Salah. I
Man's
was like,
bagging
Jesus
every day.
Christ.
Darwin Núñez is on the bench because Van Dijk's up front.
But the thing is with a rebuild, though, don't you think it's very situation dependent as well? Because like I know I think you spoke previously before about the Man City situation from when they got taken over. So they wasn't coming from a state of like
Yeah.
having won things in the past, and like I think you said when we was watching the City game before, I think you said I think it took them what 4
4 seasons.
4
roughly,
seasons.
to win like.
Blank canvas though.
But was they rebuilt? But was they rebuilding to something, or was that just a state of large investment over a period of time, and that led them to win the league?
So then another question, right, is
Like, does a
Arsenal-
rebuild have to be from having won something previously, or is it rebuilding just to do something?
what you're saying?
That's
Oh,
building.
Man City.
What was City rebuilding from?
Exactly, that's what
So
I'm,
yeah,
that's
so
what
I
I'm trying
agree
to
with
ask.
you. They built to what they are. Our teams, we've had success in the past before, obviously with the Cities and before City got taken over. So we're rebuilding to hit what we like. You guys would like Man United under Fergie. You guys were terrorizing the league. So you guys should be rebuilding to that state, to that level.
It's like when we won the league, we had like what? We had Tom Cleverley, we had Welbeck,
it
we
was
had
shambolic.
So
Anderson.
even then,
Yeah,
so if
that's
Man
crazy,
U
that's crazy.
won the league by
Cleverly,
1
though.
point, you would still say, oh, because they're not ripping it apart, they're still in a rebuild.
If Man United won the league,
If they won it by 1 point, you would still say that's a
that's
rebuild.
their goal. So they've done it.
But you just said the standard they need to get to is when
Yeah,
Fergie's
but
they're
obviously,
ripping it up, so they need to aim to get
with the
back to that
rebuild,
standard.
So the way I see it is, once you get a rebuild, right, you build for the goal. Once you hit that goal, okay, it's not just you finish your rebuild. It's about just tweaking, just fine tuning. Look what Man United, right? Fergie built a team. Okay, City won the league in 2012 with the Aguero goal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you lost on goal difference. Your team would obviously you lost on goal difference.
Yeah.
What did Fergie do? I don't need to rebuild. I just need RVP. Brings in RVP. What you going to do? Win the league. They tweaked it because they had a team that they.
So do you need to rebuild Arsenal?
No.
If they're still in a rebuild, need to
till
change
till
key
we hit
parts
the
of
goal.
squad.
We've not hit the goal. Challenging is not a goal.
But the point is, you've got a squad capable of winning the league. That's what you think.
Yeah.
You think they're capable of winning the league. Therefore, if you've got a squad capable
Like
of winning
I
the
said,
league,
as an Arsenal
it is then
fan-
on the manager to win that league.
And then if
They've
he
got the
doesn't,
funding.
clearly we need to rebuild. When you get rid of a manager and bring a new manager, that's part of a rebuild as well. So if Arteta goes, we have to rebuild.
Then you're rebuilding because it's
Exactly
Arteta's
then.
squad.
So that's still a rebuild. So
And if
Arsenal
he
is
then-
a rebuild then.
He then doesn't win the league. He
So
never
Arsenal's a
built.
rebuild.
He never built a team capable of winning the league. But if you think he can win the league, he's built a team that's done it. If you
As a fan, I'm always going to say Arsenal are going to
if
win
you
the
were a
league.
board member, right, and you're sitting there having spent that amount of money, having brought in the players that he wanted, maybe not always his first choice, but having brought in the players he wanted, and then you then look at that squad and think, yeah, they could win the league. I've given him what he wants, and he then goes and doesn't win the league. I wouldn't be sitting there going, oh, it's just still rebuilding.
So what would
I'd
you
be
do? What
like,
would you do?
you've got the tools,
Yeah, and then what
but
would
you
do?
as the manager aren't delivering the result.
So you get rid of the manager.
So there, I would then get rid of the manager,
So you bring a new manager.
who would then start to
So you
build
rebuild
their
the whole process again because you're getting someone new in.
But the fact is, if he's capable of winning the league, he's not rebuilding anything. He's built what he needs to win that league. Whether he goes on and does it, that's on him.
As a football fan, we're not winning. Like the goal is to win the league. Okay, so you're confusing challenging and winning.
I'm not confused. You have to challenge to win.
Yes, exactly. That's what I said originally. To win. So we're still in rebuild until we win.
if you're
until we win
challenging-
that title, it's a rebuild process. No matter how you look, it's just like a progression.
So you've never challenged then, because if you challenge, you can win. Because if you can't win,
So
you're
yeah,
not
we're challenging,
challenging.
but we've not won.
So
it's
you
still
can
rebuild.
win.
It's just
though.
part of the process.
You can't. Do you guys? What do you guys think on this? 'Cause
I'm
I
just
feel
trying
like
to get my head around it. So, like, let's say if Man City don't win the league this year, have they got to rebuild to win it next year, or is it just
That's different. Man, they don't win this year. They just won the last three. They need to just tweak to say, okay, cool. We've won the last three. We didn't win this one. We just need to tweak, like fill in these little gaps. Say go again, and then they're gonna do it.
when
But
you
let's
don't.
say, but with your,
But we're doing it
don't
from
you
Arsenal.
think-
That's not won the league in like 20 plus years.
But I think this is my thing. I feel like my difference between rebuilding and then, let's say, for instance, in Arsenal's, because we're talking about Arsenal, in Arsenal's case, right? When Mikel Arteta came in, probably looked at that squad and he goes, "There's so many players that I need to purchase that it's a rebuild like phase, right?" Now he's got to a stage where he's got the players he needs and they're challenging, right? If he doesn't then doesn't win the league this season, right? He's probably not looking at that squad thinking, I need to get rid of so many. He's probably thinking, oh, I might need just one or two, an additional player here, or just like maybe coach this player to do this role. So he's also just then tweaking, because I think the rebuild is to get to for me, a rebuild is to get to a position where you can achieve what you want to achieve. And I reckon Arsenal are in that position now because, as you can see, they're very much within the title race. If they don't win it, it's not like they have to completely dismantle that squad. It's like, oh, we just have to change one or two things.
Okay,
Well,
so
take out Arsenal.
Yeah, I was going to say.
What is the
let's-
when it comes to rebuilding itself? How do you guys see it?
Let's put this into Man United's perspective, right?
So-
if you're Man United, when would you say, yep, rebuild's done? Would you have to have won the league title? Would it be challenging? What would be the cut-off?
say
It's a difficult one.
can't say that now. After the last what are we in now? Is this the 11th season since we won the league?
Yeah, we won it in
Yeah.
20.
The 11th,
13.
Yeah, 2013.
So if I was 5 points behind, I can't even say that because we've done. What was we under?
No,
No.
you were double
What was-
digits
yeah,
of
double
both
digits.
managers.
One was double digits, but then what was the other one?
Both of them were
Double
double
digits.
digits.
Both double digits.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave that then.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, if we're
Job done.
if we're 5 points behind, get that bus out, get the parade.
Yeah.
No, all seriousness. I feel like the rebuild is like done when we've won that league,
You think that's job done?
because a rebuild can't be done just because we've gone. Well, yeah, we're 4 points behind. Like I feel like the rebuild is right. Smashed it, we've won the league.
Yeah, what's the purpose of the
question
rebuild?
then?
So I reckon.
Question. Sorry.
Go on.
Question for you, and then we can go to your point. When Sir Alex Ferguson lost the league title to Man City,
Mm-hmm.
then the next season
When we got RVP.
won it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're saying that a rebuild is based on winning the title, when he didn't win the title, did he then enter a phase of rebuild?
Well, no, because
won
it's
the
like
season before.
what he said. Like obviously the example with Ferguson is a bit it's a bit naive because obviously he's done everything in his career already. Like he's already won everything already at that point. He was coming to the end of his United tenure. I mean, we won the league, lost the league, won the league, and then he left. So it was like wasn't really rebuilding to anything.
They hit
like,
the goal, dipped, and they were like tweak again, hit the goal again. It's not like they hit the goal like Arsenal hit the goal when we went invincible, and they just went on a mad years and years of not winning the league.
I reckon for me, right, a rebuild is done when you've got a team. If we're talking about Man United, because we'll probably want to win everything, got a team who's capable of challenging and competing in every competition, and then they're actually showing to do that. Like, let's say, for instance, United, let's fast forward, and we're like actually challenging for the title, not like finishing second and City like winning it by like 12, 16 points, but like maybe by 1 or 2 points we're losing. We're getting to the latter stages of the Champions League, and we're doing that consistently, even for like maybe 2-3 seasons. Even if we don't win it, I reckon if we're doing that kind of like, we're challenging on that level consistently, then I say that's the rebuild done, because we've got a squad there who can do it. They haven't done it, but it's shown that they can do it, and yeah.
Let's talk about Liverpool.
Yeah.
Are Liverpool in a point of rebuild? Are they being rebuilt by Klopp right now?
Well, no, because Klopp's leaving.
Right, but they haven't won the league in what, 4 years?
Yes, 4 years.
But they're not rebuilding.
I would say because obviously nobody knew that Jurgen was going to leave. Like that was a bit of a Jesus Christ kind of thing. So I feel like if you was to go back to the start of the season, it was definite there was rebuilding back towards winning the league again, because they've gone 3 years without winning the league. Obviously, yeah, they did challenge twice within 1 point. However, they didn't actually win anything out of that challenge.
I mean, they won 2 cups. But
No, I mean in terms of the league, like going for the league. So obviously at this point now, I'd say they are now, yes, rebuilding to then win that Premier League again.
But you think they're going to win the league?
I don't think.
Oh no, you think they're going to win the league?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to, but you best believe that they're probably going to push all the way. I think they're the closest team that will push all the way outside of Man City.
So I guess then the question falls to you, Marcus. You think they're going to win it? Do you think Liverpool's in a rebuild?
No. I think their squad is like, in terms of what Liverpool would want to do, I think that squad is built. Because they can challenge on all fronts. So they're obviously in Europa League now, but they can challenge for that. You can see them getting in the last stages of that. They're challenging for the Premier League. They're already in a cup final. So I feel for what Liverpool would want to do, I don't think they're in a rebuilding stage. And when they have lost it previously, even by a lot of points, like last season, they didn't even get into a Champions League spot. It wasn't because they didn't have the players, it's because their players got injured, key players. So yeah, I don't think they're in a rebuild.
Eerie, are Liverpool in a rebuild?
Well, they had a whole brand new midfield, but they've recently won. When did they last win the league?
4 seasons ago.
Yeah,
it was a COVID.
Yeah, Man City. This would be the 4th season.
Yeah, this is the 4th season.
Fourth season.
Yeah.
So like, if they win the league, then no.
Wait, so it all depends on if they win the league or not. So if they win the league, no. But if they don't win the league,
they brought like the brand new, like McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, they all joined this summer.
Mm-hmm.
Last summer, this summer, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They all joined, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now they're top of the league.
Mm-hmm.
They finished top of their group in Europa League.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Let's see what end of the season brings. Like, let's see the success. If they've not won the league, not won Europa League, I'm like, cool. You might as well still in a rebuild. Because a team like Liverpool, your goal is to win, no?
Right. But, so if they go and win, say they win the League Cup and the FA Cup, so they've won things.
So
would you still say they're in a rebuild, even though they won 2 cups?
If they won 2 cups, they want a rebuild. When did they win the 2 cups?
That was 2 years ago?
It was
not last season before they won 2 cups.
They won 2 cups
and got to the Champions League final.
Yeah.
Okay, because they won 2 cups, so they've had success. So what they built to was the success, which is okay.
So, but you're saying if they don't win the league this season, then a rebuild. However, they're in the final of the League Cup, so the likelihood is
they're going to win.
They're going to win it,
Yeah.
right? It looks like they're going to win it, right? So you're saying if they don't win, yeah, they did just get a point
Trent's
against
out,
Man City.
Alisson's out, Szoboszlai.
let's just likelihood is Liverpool are going to win it.
Yeah.
Right. I think we all are in agreement that Liverpool.
Clip this, editor, clip this.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. I'll say this. Was it
And
next
Sterling
weekend?
makes
Isn't
it
it?
4.
Next week.
Next weekend. So yeah, you can all rinse me on the
Drama,
podcast. See if
drama.
Chelsea rip Liverpool a new one, you can all hold over me, and then if Celtic win the league, I don't think I can come on another podcast.
No one's ever gonna-
I don't think I can.
I've got-
No one's
delete
gonna
it,
trust your
delete
take
this,
ever.
archive it, never speak of this episode again. But I'm going on a tangent here. But the fact is, like, if they don't win the league, but win the League Cup, but your one is if they don't win the league, they're in the rebuild. But as long as they win something, they're not in a rebuild.
You're building
What
to
one
win.
are they?
You're building to win. Like you said earlier, I'm like, what's the purpose of us building then if we're just going to challenge?
But then Mikel
If
Arteta,
they win,
Mikel
if they win
Arteta-
something, they've surely rebuilt.
Mikel Arteta
You
won the
built to
FA
win.
Cup on his first season. So what? The rebuild was done
And
after
then what did
6
he win
months.
afterwards?
But that's the thing. You're saying you're building to win something. You won something.
Yeah, but he joined halfway through a season. He
So it
didn't
took
make
him-
any
it
signs,
took-
nothing like that. He didn't build nothing.
So
he
he-
used what he had and then did it.
So he had a winning team, which he
didn't have-
then
he didn't-
decided
oh
to
my
take
God.
apart
No,
and
now you
rebuild.
twisted it.
No, I'm not. I just said what was facts there. He won an FA Cup. You're saying that if they're winning something, they're not rebuilding. So he rebuilt the
And then
squad in
what did
6
he go- what
months,
did he go to
and then decided to take it
So
apart.
the way I see it is with a rebuild, right? Is you build to win, okay, and then once you've hit that goal, it's now a case of maintaining it. Like you shouldn't be. I don't want to hear all this. Oh yeah, we built. Like look at Leicester. They won the league. Where are they now? Championship. I don't want to hear any of that. I want to hear like look at City. It took them 4 years. They didn't rebuild. They built right, but they've maintained that standard.
So a rebuild's
When,
not
when,
winning.
when
A
Ferguson
rebuild's
came, when did he first win the
consistently
league?
Is what? Sorry.
When Ferguson joined United, when did he first win the league?
What you mean? Like
Like when he first joined, it was like what 5 years into his career.
in the 90s.
it was like 90.
But
it was the first Premier League season, 92.
And then what happened afterwards? How many times did you go on to win?
You lost one, then won one. You
Yeah,
lost
yeah.
the next one, then
Yeah.
won the one after.
We won it 3 years in a row in the 90s, 3 years in a row in 2000s.
That's the definition of rebuild.
If you win consistently, so it doesn't
Maintaining
matter.
the standard.
So if Mikel Arteta wins
Maintaining the standard.
this league title, he's still in a rebuild.
No, if we win,
He-
no,
he's
if we
saying
win
that-
this, the rebuild's done, and then we start tweaking. Like I just literally used the.
But
Man United
that's the
example.
point I'm saying. Mikel Arteta won the FA Cup in his first season. He won
But
something.
then what did he win after that season? After those
Won the
competitions?
Community Shield, sunshine.
Oh, now we want to bring Community Shield into
Twice.
Now we want to bring
Twice.
this
Man
in.
backed it twice.
You
You
know
know
what?
what?
You
You know what?
This man
Technically
Because
speaking,
when I bring
out of his
up-
4 years,
when I
he's won
bring up-
3
yeah,
trophies.
Just because Community Shield's bigger than the SPL. Just because Community Shield's bigger than the SPL. yeah?
And then are we also going on the fact that Man United are not in a rebuild then? Because they won the League Cup last year.
They're in a rebuild.
Right, but they won.
Actually,
as
hold
it
on.
stands, they are the
Man
current
United,
holders.
Man United, as Man United, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Right, you are Man United. You gave us nightmares when we were in school because you guys were just dominating, winning stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now they get
Your
in
rebuild,
school.
right, should be when you guys are getting
Oh my god.
when you guys are winning leagues, yeah.
Yeah.
When you win the league, man, I say yeah, League Cup. You're Man United. What are we looking at League Cups for?
But that's
Why are
not
you
what you
looking at
said.
me?
No, I'm not looking at you. I'm just saying.
You're-
Man just say League
Cups.
Cups. You're Man United. What was the
Your
top of your
benchmark
football?
was you have to win something. I highlighted
Okay,
your
you
manager
have to win
has.
something, but then obviously, I think because rebuilding is building to go back to your former success. Your former success was dominating leagues.
Yeah.
You should be building to that.
Yeah.
Okay, not League Cups.
Yeah.
It should be the leagues.
Here's one for you. So, obviously, we're trying to build the operations off the football pitch. You know, we've got the CEO from Man City, trying to get the guy from Newcastle. Is it Newcastle or Brighton? I can't remember who it is, but we're trying to build the operations
Yeah,
off
got
the
the source
football
of
pitch. In the next 5 years, if Ten Hag keeps his job and he challenges for the league, so he kind of finishes kind of 3 points behind, 4 points behind, 5 points behind every single season, is that rebuild complete? Is that rebuild not complete? Is he still rebuilding? Like, what's your thoughts on that?
It would.
won
I would
top-
say. I would say in those 3, 4, 5 years, like let's say 4 or 5 years. I would say it would be complete if it depends on, because again, I don't think he would keep his job if for 5 years he didn't win the league. So he would have to have won some other stuff.
But are we expected to win the league?
What's that?
So in the next 5 years, if all this operation off the pitch starts to bring players in, and we start to kind of like take things off the pitch a bit seriously in the sense of having a director of football and a CEO, is the expectation to win the league if we've challenged for 2 seasons, 3 seasons, even though we're 4, 5, 6 points behind?
Is the expectation to win the league?
Like
Yeah.
as your scenario with the United rebuilding, and when it's complete, when it's not complete,
Yeah.
does your expectation change?
So sorry. So you just like kind of what do you mean? I'm not getting to.
So We've only got a couple of minutes, so I think we're gonna have to leave that one.
Yeah,
However,
like, you're really seeing Amar's face. You're really bamboozled.
I was,
Hold on, Man United
hang on. one
title
second.
challenge.
We've got the question to go over.
Yeah.
Said you answer
So,
free- Repeat the question.
the riddle. Okay, so we've got a few minutes to get this done. So I'm the best striker to ever play for my club. I have less Premier League goals than Jermaine Defoe. I average less than 12 league goals a season in my Premier League career. And I get put in every Premier League all-time debate by my club fans.
I think I know what it is,
You
but
will say your answer.
well, no, because if I've made 2 wrong predictions, if Celtic win the league and Liverpool lose the League Cup, I ain't taking any more hits if I've got this wrong.
So we say no. We all got to say it. All right.
Oh no, because I feel like
You
I'm
got
gonna
it?
get it wrong.
Ready?
I'm not.
You're not doing it.
No.
Okay, we'll do
I'm
it.
not.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
DJ
Drogba.
Drogba.
Come on.
Yeah.
Who were you gonna
That's
say?
I was going to say drop. I was split in my head.
Back yourself, man.
I was.
yourself.
Oh, I was gonna say.
I was actually going to say
I
it.
was thinking about that.
Yeah, because like I remember his time like not
I
being
can imagine
that
just 3
prolific.
seconds later. Yeah, DJ
I
Drogba.
saw that. on Twitter.
Nicholas Anelka.
I saw it on Twitter because every time like Chelsea pipe up, people are like, "Well, Darren Brent's got more league goals than him." I'm like, "Oh, here we go." Like,
Yeah,
Honestly, how 12 less than 12
Yeah,
goals a season? That
I
is-
know.
because it was
As
a
an
big game.
average, as
It was
an
he
a
has
big
the big
game.
cup finals. and
Cup
stuff
final.
like
Man terrorized Arsenal. Man, God, he was daddy for the Arsenal team. Ugh.
that. Okay.
Would you say we got what we wanted out of that topic, or are we still?
Yeah, I
is there a
think-
part 2?
I think like there's never going to be a definitive answer.
Here's
I feel like
In the last couple of minutes, say like you were. What makes a successful rebuild? Like one thing that you do to, like rebuilding. So I'll start. To make a
I bet you would.
for a rebuild, it'd be
Throws his own question then
I
answers
think
it.
say I took over a team.
Yeah.
Mine is I need to make sure the spine of my team is like solid. So centre back, centre mid, striker needs to be like so like Mourinho's John Terry, Lampard, Drogba. I need like leaders in each of those positions and then around it.
Okay. Well, I mean, we've got let's like 2 minutes, but for me, if you can challenge for something, if you have a team capable of achieving the goal you want, not necessarily that they have achieved it, but if you've got a team capable of achieving it, rebuild's done.
Same.
Yeah, I'd say so.
That's my definition.
Okay.
Because you can't tie it to success.
Once again, Erie's a joke, man. Anyway, that's it done. No joke. All right, and on that point, awesome. Well,
Celtic win this league, right? Craig, please show your face. Show your face.
listen, when you
Because I'm not hearing
when,
it. Because
when you bottle
Hammer
it
will
again,
take us to Shaq's. Shout out to Shaq's to go watch Old Firm, and then we're all hyped. Yeah, Rangers gonna do it. Boom.
when Rangers
Celtic
league
win
title,
again.
when Man City or Liverpool,
When you
title.
man, when they win,
I
when
wanna
they
hear
win,
this man
when they
talk.
win, like the league's done, bruv.
Okay. Well, anyway, I think we all got what we wanted from that. Obviously, you guys at home can make a decision on whether you think Arsenal rebuild, if he deserves more time. Obviously, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. We will speak the game.
Let us know what a rebuild is.
Yeah, let us know what a rebuild is.
That's it. Over and out.